What's up, guys? Good morning. Welcome back. How you doing? How you doing? Hope you guys are feeling good. Hope you guys are doing well. It's another beautiful day at last. Well, starting the day with a sneeze. They say every time you sneeze, somebody's thinking about you. Science says it's something else, but hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are feeling good. Be sure to check out the disclaimer on the screen. Check out the disclaimer. Remember, there's a couple of key points here, and we can go through the entire thing really, right? So from top to bottom, remember that, this is a place to be professional, right? Especially in the chat aspect of things. And even for myself, right? We got to be professional here. We'll keep the cussing to a minimum. You guys see all the list of stuff we have there. This is a election year. We're not here to talk politics. We're here to day trade. All right, keep that in mind. So as you go down throughout the list, it says disclaimer. We are not a professional. We're not an accountant, an advisor, an economist, none of those things, an analyst. So when you're here on the channel, just know that you're watching some guy in his room trade. Literally, that's what this is. Now, I'm a decent trader. I'm pretty solid at what I'm doing here. But at the end of the day, I'm not a professional. I'm not on Wall Street, at some big time terminal with millions and billions of shares passing through my account. So keep that in mind. Also remember that day trading in itself is hard. It's risky. It takes time to learn. This is not get rich quick. It takes months and more commonly years. It takes years. Most people take years to be able to find consistency. It's not a quick thing to just, hey, turn on my computer today, download Robinhood, Big Green. No. Because I know there's at least a few new people watching on and they'll be playing this video back. It's good for them to hear this stuff. Those of you here every day, you guys kind of know what's going on. But remember that it's very easy to lose money. Take it slow. Make sure your tuition to the market is on the lower side. Become competent and experienced before putting out a ton of risk. All right. Utilize small share size. Use paper trading simulators. Practice, improve, and then go live, which is what I did in the beginning. All right. Other than that, remember that copy trading does not work here. Copy trading will take you to the depths very quickly. This trade style is too fast for any sort of copy trading. Lastly, be careful of fake accounts. I will never message you first. There's a lot of fake Relentless trader accounts. I will never message you first. I will never talk about crypto. I will never talk about Forex. I will never talk about mirror trading. I will never talk about copy trading. Be careful of these scammers and their weird coins and links. I'll never ask you to click on any crazy link. So just watch out and just, keep all that in mind, all right? The lighting seems a little off today in the depths anyhow. So there's a couple of stocks that are moving here. There's a couple of stocks. There's a notification settings. I believe you can turn off the notifications. I'm seeing a comment there on YouTube. Watching JBDI. Oh, BENF. I'll start with this one. BENF. NCNC. PEV. Two cheaper stocks on the list. And JBDI. That's my watch list for today. The last 2 days, today and yesterday, the watch list hasn't really been impressive. But, we've had days before where the watch list hasn't been impressive, but we still get decent momentum. So we'll see how it goes. This is going to be posted to the alert section as well as the YouTube live stream. So starting off with BENF. I do like so far it's been moving in a very linear fashion. This is ideal. Let's get these blue light glasses. So we got 76% move, 29%, 29 million shares of volume, and it's been just kind of going up here, uptrending, consolidation, uptrend. This is pretty good. The low of the consolidation is currently around 204. Not bad. All right. So on the daily chart, if this continues to go, where can we expect it to go? That's the alarm for screen recording, so we'll go ahead and turn that on. All right, make sure your screen recording is turned on. So looking back at the daily chart, going back to September 6th, we had a high point of 333 with about 115 million shares of volume. 333, so that was pretty recent that we had a move and kind of sold off. Can we retest that high today? The low was 202, so we'll see how it does. We also had a candle on August 22nd with a high point of 287, which will be worth watching. I think those are going to be my levels. 450. Other than that, can we get up to 450? If you guys zoom out on your daily charts, there are other levels, high points as in 627 and $13. The 200 EMA is all the way up at 1763, but those levels are so far away. Is it possible? Definitely, but not likely. If this goes up to 17 bucks, I mean, it should be quite the day. BENF, looking decent, looking good. I'll see how it does. And honestly, if we can just get to $3, that'll be great. For those of you tuning in on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Smooth trader glasses. You know, I've never really wore glasses in my life before, but you know, you got to do what you got to do to protect your eyes. I could put the tint on my screens itself, which I've done before, but I don't know. This seems like a better way to do it because when the tint is on, it's like I don't know. It's like I need the blue light, like a little bit of it, but just not too much. So the glasses helps out in that sense. All right, so let's see. And I'm sighing, which isn't great. Maybe I needed some more sugar in my breakfast. My energy is kind of low. So NCNC up 56%, 82 million shares of volume. Let's get the levels here mapped out. So we got 30, 48 for pre-market highs. And that was way up there. I have some previous trend lines, which I'm going to remove for now. Low of the pullback, 20 cents. 200 EMA is at 21. 21.12. So it's a little lower compared to last time I traded this stock. We do have a cluster here if we go back the last couple of weeks. So there's a high point of 25.23 where we gapped up and sold off on the daily chart. And if we go back to August, July 31st, 300 million shares of volume and a high point of 37.48. So this one recently gave a big move, which, maybe we see something today, right? 22.51, also a bit of a level to keep an eye on. 22.51. So we're 20 cents. We got a couple of levels right in our vicinity that it's not guaranteed that it'll be any sort of resistance, but could at least be worth keeping an eye on. We'll see. We'll see how this does. It's not gonna be my first choice, that's for sure. Lastly, there's JBDI. I'm just gonna get a quick couple of trend lines here, and we'll be ready for the open. So lows 114, highs at 138, and it sold off from 39 bucks on September 16th. So they must have had some terrible news and or an offering but more than likely just terrible news. I mean, this is ridiculous. 39 to 88 cents. Type of madness. You see, it's like if you have all your money tied up into a stock like this, it's like, man, from hero to zero, literally. Look at that. This is JBDI. I don't have it up top, but yeah, JBDI. So we'll see if maybe that gives them more of a bounce, right? Can we maybe bounce up to 250? We did drop from $39, so we'll see. But yeah, other than that, let's have a disciplined day. Let's have a patient day. It seems like the momentum might be a little slow here to start. I'll be watching B, E, and F into the open. Don't want to be a hero right away. Just want to wait, let the momentum come to me. And then once we see something obvious, or if we see something obvious, I'll look to get aggressive. If not, it's Friday. It's already been a decent week. We'll just take it easy. It just depends on what type of momentum we get here. But with that being said, let the discipline compound. All the things that we've learned from yesterday's trading and prior to that, let's apply that into today's session to have that better result. And let's trade to the best of our abilities. Sip of water here for the open. And by the way, my other glasses, what happened was that it was on the bed. I was getting up, I put my hand on it, broke, and it's in the depths. So low 204. I really do think I need a bigger monitor. Zoom in a little bit. The penny stocks, you definitely got to keep your eyes on them, because that's where the momentum might come today. Do I want to, maybe I prep a couple of orders, not just 6K size and nothing too crazy, just in case. 2070, a bit of a higher fill here for NCNC. See, if I could have gotten this lower NCNC, I could have hold, but it's a little risky. It is moving slowly. We'll see if it gets over 21 for the 1-minute candle to make a new high. NCNC. The volume is low right now, though, I will say. So all three of them are kind of like sideways. And how's the other one? JBDI. JBDI also not really looking that good. Double bottoms on BENF perhaps at $2. NCNC, I'm trying to double bottom here. I'll pull it up on this screen in a sec. If it pulls away a little bit, I can pull it up. Let me just make sure it doesn't flush down as I look away and take slippage. There are some traders who right here, right now, once they see this slow start, and it's a little early, but some people are going to say, nope, I'm out of here. Sometimes I don't know if that's good or bad, but I think ultimately, I guess it doesn't really matter, right? What really matters is you make up your mind. If you think this is enough of an indicator to say that's it, then you're not really wrong, right? But if something does come later, an hour later, then you have to know, then, you're not here. ADTX. Oh, this does look better. Looks better. And pre-market high was 233. Oh, okay. This definitely looks better. Sold off a couple days ago. Well, it's been selling off. Big bounce. Well, I don't want to just jump in, so I'll wait. Can't just jump in. It's already too high. This daily chart is not the daily chart I'd usually trade, so there's a bit of a red flag there. But it is moving. It is up 50%. Most people are probably watching it by now. High was 96. Will we see a tight pullback or a full retracement here? This candle is going to be key here for how this might continue to move. So far, so good. That's the false breakout. It's still here. It got up to 3, but it didn't quite push through. And we're at 90, so it didn't really sell off aggressively out of that false breakout, so maybe it tries again. Tight stops for me here. It could still pull back more, so I don't want to be in with size. But in case it tries again, I can get a little something, something. 86. Ah, that was good. There's the big, more of a pullback. I should have insta-buy. Should have insta-buy, and that's twice there, so third type I'm not going to take. The 5-minute candles red. Not bad. So you got to be quick here, as usual. So here's the third time in this area. Is it going to hold? This isn't really a thing. It's just a personal thing that I don't like in it. When the stocks pull back to the same area too many times, it's going to work right there, right? It's going to 77 to 87. And this is the importance of being on a stock early. It's moving very well here. All things considered, the halt up is at 331. All right, I got to get myself going sooner than later here, because if not, this entire thing is going to go without me. High is at 07. It's so hard to take the trade here, and the dips are just teleporting back up. Come on. You can't hesitate for a second at buying it, or you're gonna miss the trades. Noted. This is where we'll get our feet wet if it provides an opportunity again. I do have size ready in case I need it. Hundred shares. That's not gonna do much. And that was aggressive because that's pretty high. That's better. I'm gonna add. And do not take me to the depths, please. 90 versus 83. I'm gonna reduce risk and probably just re-average because it could be a 5-minute pullback. It's kind of big. Okay, 78. The VWAP is still a little bit down there. We did kind of see support here last time. We'll see if it holds up. I have my stop in place. I wouldn't mind another position if possible, but if it's failing, I'll be going to the depths. Oh, if it doesn't bounce here, I'm stopping out. Stopping out. Well, that's all right. Whatever. The moment I try to get my feet wet, the pullback is going into oblivion. Will we see something else? Hold on, let me blow my nose here. How's the volume here on the pullback? Well, it's super high, so maybe it just keeps dipping. The selling pressure on this red candle versus our green candle going up. But this is a good example of basically missing the front side, and then the moment you get involved, it is actually backside. You're not going to stand a chance. So waiting for the next stock, maybe SGMT. If this is something, we'll see. Volume a little lighter, maybe not. FORD. Volume also a little light. ADTX. Is this halted? And this is not Ford. Ford is just with an F. I am a little disappointed to lose this type of money so quickly, but you know, we understand this is the market. And I did buy twice in some of those dips, thinking they would work. The selling pressure was so high, so quick. I don't know. I don't know if I trust this. If it comes back up, it needs to like clear high of day for me to feel good about it. But FORD 50% move, 2.7 million shares of volume halted up. BENF, JBDI, and CNC, everything in the depths. Days ago. ADTX back at 81. Will we get shorted coming up to $3 is the question. The selling volume going down was pretty high. I'm surprised that it's even curling. So we'll see. $44.31 for resumption on FORD. Let's make sure to edit my share size. I don't want to be taking 6,000 shares on this one. That's how the day could get pretty ugly pretty quick. 6K shares for the other stock I was looking at, the penny stock. $6.37 the pre-market high. High of day, 534. So ADTX back at 90. Maybe it does get over high of day. In which case, that could be good news for me. $20. 10 seconds and counting. We're at 25. Here we go. Not bad. Bro, oh my god. I could have made money there, man. The freaking lag. I'm gonna give it a sec. The low's 27. Perhaps it's struggling a little bit. And may need a bigger pullback. I could have been out scratch. I could have been out scratch if the thing could have filled me like faster. Oh, wow, okay. 30? All right. Will it go though? Give a dip, 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 give a dip. Good. Now keep going. And I'll try again. This is kind of high though, versus what I would have wanted. Yeah, I needed to hold that 30 entry. 66. We should get a new high, hopefully. Yeah, I mean this is a little choppy, but you know, it's gonna work. Not the smoothest of experiences, but okay. Do not go to the depths. Oh, the pullbacks are so massive. We're seeing some extended dips. So I gotta, okay, noted. Low 31, high 75. That's gonna be a high fill scratch trade. Ooh, that spread. Dip, dip, dip. I think it's still bullish, so I'm waiting. Tight stops. Come on, KB. K of the B. Are the bulls still alive? If not, Titanic. Okay. We're not bouncing. Alright, maybe that's it. Alright, switching over to ADTX. Yeah, that slower fill is going to make us lose on that first trade. We could have been out spot and then buying the dip. I got to be careful. I'm a little red. So it gave a full retracement, then a move right back over 285. And now trying it high of day. Will we hold the tight pullback this time? I think that's going to be a big question here. $9.48. This one is a little active, so you know when it comes down, it's moving pretty fast. Yeah, yep, that's not gonna work. I mean, the limit did get for 93, but geez, and trying to market into that is gonna be a nightmare. Hmm, it might not be worth it. It's a good move. It's a good move all overall though. We'll see if there's some better areas, like slower moving. And no fill. I'm gonna mark it in. 310. It's hard to know if it wants over 310 because we've been seeing resistance here. Terrible fill, and it's all over the place. 80 and back to 97. Fortunate to get out flat right there. It's definitely a bit of a tricky one now, right? Compared to the first move, compared to this move here. This is like a mess right now. First move is always the best move. And it's the most common move because it's the first move, right? There has to be a first move to be a second move, so by default. And 65. You have to be a little quicker with the analysis though. FORD back at 517. Time 52. There's 3 minutes left in the candle. I'm gonna try to take a few more trades here. Tight stop here. Watching to see if we can retest 86. $84, good enough. We'll see if it keeps going. Well, I see how it's moving, but the question is if it'll continue to move like this. Oh. If it gets back up to the highs, hopefully it just goes and we can clear this level. But the resistance there is definitely strong. Not the fill I wanted, whatever. Whatever. Can we get 93? Not the fill I wanted, but okay. We should get the 1 minute candle to hopefully make the new high here. This is like an early pullback. It could just be bigger. Hopefully that's what it is. Can we? I want to see it go up to $3 here before going back down. I think would be better, but we'll see. So far, so good, all things considered. I do think if I was here to watch this from the open, that I could have been up a couple thousand. Because the hesitation that would have came, that did come, because I'm so late to it, like, you're already seeing how it's moving, you understand what it's doing, you can trade a little bit more freely. The extended dip was good both times. So we're having a longer pullback here early. I would consider this early because I would have thought we should have went to $3 first. At least over 3. So this is 95. We're still seeing higher lows. Still holding up for now. The new 5 minute candle is 4 minutes out. So this candle's still young. Once I get the better trades, I'll hold longer, but for now, quick scalps. What's it gonna be? The candle's maturing. There's 2 minutes left. Are we gonna see a hurrah to the 90s, 95s, or are we going down to the depths? Okay, there's 86. 87. Looks like we might test 90, 95 here. Maybe break a 3. Okay, okay. This is an aggressive entry here. 87. Okay, maybe I could have waited a sec. It's not quite immediate, but I think it should test the level. I could have been more patient for that trade there. As long as we don't see like a false breakout early, this could be good. Fortunate exit there. It's rejecting early, it would seem. Or yeah, it's like it's not really testing the level. It's like a little bit of weakness here, really. But we're still within the confine of the bigger wedge, so this is fine. So not quite the test of 3. Can we see something good here? We've had higher lows for the last 20 minutes straight on 5. Will this candle continue to trend? Even if it comes down below, if it reclaims very quickly, that'll be pretty good. But back at 87, not bad. This time, if it comes up to 94 area, can we like get a test of 3 without a full rejection? Let me prepare myself here properly, because if this starts to moon, we need to be ready. And we need more size than this too. But we got to be careful of the rejections. So can we get the test of $3 here? We're in the perfect range. Good. This is a key dip. Can we hold? Well, man, I got filled 94. Holy shit. Well, that trade is going to be ruined. I can try again. And I thought I got filled like 87 because felt like a perfect trade. It is struggling. See, this is what this is like what throws me off a little bit. It's like can we test the level and then be strong about it? It's like it doesn't even look like it wants to go back to 3 here. No, do I just go short and wait? Come on. That high fill was a bit of a brutal trade there. 94. I got filled 94. Well, that's never good. The good news is that it's still here and it's not down at 60. Worry with these fills. I can try to place a few limit orders again, which is what I did do earlier. It makes the margin so small. Like, a trade like this it's like a great trade, and I can really hold it long if I do get the 82 fill. But being break even in this trade, well, my cost basis is high. It's like even like right here, it's like a little risky, more risk. Hence, I'm unwinding it so soon. When it drops, there's a spread, and so the limit orders can definitely make sense. This 5-minute candle is coming to an end, and it's looking pretty weak. We got to close above like 90. 20 seconds. Can we bounce up at least a little bit here towards the end? Some buying. One last hurrah. 10 seconds. And looking slow. Well, there's 87. We're still getting higher lows in the confine of this bigger flag / wedge. But that was a weaker candle. The weakest candle, really, in the last 20 minutes. FORD back at 550. FORD halt up is at 585. Bro, sometimes you need these stocks just to dip a little more. Halt is at 96. High is at 88. Can we get halted up, please? Come on. FORD. Halt up for us here. Halt up for us. You know, it still feels like a good day, despite being a little red here, sadly, on this ADTX. Halt is at 606 now. 606. Can we get halted up? 613 for the halt level. Come on, we need to get locked in here. But we're seeing a bit of churn, a bit of resistance. Will it chase it down? I'm a little skeptical to buy here. It's kind of extended. That is a decent pullback, but there's a spread there. Again, spready. And I still got the highest possible fill. They don't play. Ah, they don't play, don't do they? They're no joke. I felt like I didn't make anything on that trade. Do I need more size? Perhaps. These people don't play. These market makers are no joke these days, right? Market makers making sure to get their their money's worth. That felt a little aggressive, the entry. Perhaps I could have held it though. Maybe I could have held up. The 5 minute candle has 10 seconds, literally. Okay, yeah. That was twice. Was it? The stock does have a spread at times, like 5 cents, 7 cents. Come on, give us something. Something sweet. So that I can size up with my big boy pants. I probably should sell the ask. Does it want to come down? I think it should have went right there. Oh, son of a gun. Son of a gun. Mother lover. See that? That's some BS. And I was trying to buy back, but it's just like a little too quick of a bounce. When I'm in holding nicely, it doesn't give the sweet move though. Alright, cool. 82, 80 on the bids. It's kind of a false breakout though. We're kind of back down here. Dang. Those are the trades you really don't want to miss. Like one more tick down and I'm long right there. One more tick. Close. So highs at 613. We haven't really gotten back over 6. That candle there did reject. Still count that as a rejection candle. Do I want to try again? And that's a fair fill, I will say. That's a fair fill. Shout out to TD. Okay. That's a fair fill for the pastor. See, all this lingering here is what I don't love. It could come down miserably here. 60. I'm going to get unlucky on that exit as the spreads did open up. Very close to a scratch trade, but not quite. It needs to, at this point, if it gives a 5-minute pullback, I mean, that'll be good at this point. Like we're stressing this support here. Just flush out already, give us a nice sweet dip, and then climb to the moon. It could still curl from right here, so still watching. If I buy high, it could be a little bit more risky, but okay, it's coming down. It's 55. Is that it? Bro. What's up with these pullbacks? That's not a 5-minute pullback. That's just like another wick down. Son of a gun. It is pretty bullish overall, which is good. If we could, oh, where are we at? 70, 83? What time is it? This candle, it's a little young, but you know, can we see something? If not, maybe let's go right back to 55. I don't know. It's possible. Part of me is banking we should see the move first, but that there's no guarantee that that happened. Come on, 80, 85. 80, 85. Where's the green? Where's the volume? And this, I'm not in at the low, so it's a little bit more difficult to try to hold this. We're not really bouncing either. We'll see if volume comes in a different way. Okay. Time 17. Candle has about 2 minutes on the 5. It's been a decent candle, right? In the bigger picture. We've made lower lows on the dips, but the stock is still somewhat holding up. Once the volume hit, I'm gonna try for the breakout, but you know, we'll see. It'll be a tricky trade. Are we on to something, or is this just a bluff? Come on. Hold up. Go to the moon. Not the best sell. I only got 81. Alright, I'll take 90. See, I'm selling early. I could have held that, but you know, taking it. 613 needs to be the target here. Hmm. That's that's not good. It didn't fail, or at least it didn't fail yet. This one is not an easy one, right? Back down again. The 5 minute setup is still there because the candle did get bought up a little bit. It's just a weaker candle at this point, but we're still holding up. Honestly, we could see a bigger 5 minute pullback, but I wonder if it'll be worth it. Like, will it bounce if it does give it? And that's only 52. And the bounce. We're not getting any extended consolidation at the lows. But at what point do we start to look pretty weak? Maybe a little too much below VWAP is like, a little too weak. Like this zone here will be interesting. I don't know. Maybe I just call it and take the 48 bucks. It already wasn't the day that it should have been, but there's 50. For me to buy this area, like there needs to be something dramatic. It'll be harder to just buy 50, And maybe some traders will take that entry. Is this backside? Or is this a bigger pullback that could potentially curl back up? We didn't get anything dramatic here. It did go to 46. Nothing dramatic. I'm not in. But BENF. BENF back at the highs. To 11. $24. Yeah, that's too low. 24 is too low. Too low for my liking. I mean, it did slingshot back up though, but this one BENF seems a little thick up here. Okay. Can we see 1560 and then? That trade was not worth it. Gotta follow my instincts. And there's my instincts kicking in right there. Now, I'm gonna if I can, I'm gonna buy more shares here. Can I get up to 9,000? Okay. There's 6,000. Now, what the stock needs to do is to not take me to the depths. That's the that's the last request. I'll do 6,000. That's all right. There's 7. Can we get something on the ask and then hopefully see 14 for the rest of the position? KB, brother, are the bulls still alive? K of the B. Is KB in the chat today? KB is also a person in the chat, for those of you who may not know. K up the B. With 6,000 shares, every penny will be 60 bucks. Can I make maybe 250 from this trade? Or 300 if possible, without getting obliterated? KB. KB. Coming in clutch, but although I can't get any damn shares to fill here twice. I should have added just now some 3,000 more. What time is it? The candle still has time. There's 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in the 5-minute candle. Can we start to prove that we're not weak? Can we show some strength here? I need to get a chair. This chair over here, I need to get it. Actually, maybe it would have been worth it to keep the trade. I'm gonna have a tight stop here again, but it definitely is under some stress. Hopefully it doesn't flush down so I can have tight risk. It's definitely under a little bit of stress, but the setup itself still looks good. So I'm looking at the bigger picture, forget the short term. But it needs to like show some volume to the upside. It's not gonna be worth it. And nope. All right, I'm gonna ease off. I'm gonna ease off. If this thing rips up to like 208 right here, it's just that this candle's about to close and nothing's happened yet. We should have at least like 205. I mean, it is a 5-minute setup into. I mean, yeah, I mean, if someone else is holding it, it's not. I don't think it's a bad trade. If myself in a different universe is still in, maybe 99, with more of a stop. But I would have loved to see like more of a bounce. All right, I think maybe that's it. At least I survived. I'm a little disappointed though because FORD ADTX, especially ADTX. Those were good. Those are good plays, but you know you just got to be in the right place early, man. If you're a little late to the show, then you know good luck. If you're a little late to the show, good luck. Checking to see how the community did. It looks like a lot of people are actually flat. Is this? Oh no, this is yesterday. Oliver had a nice day yesterday. Shout out to Oliver. By the way, D Trades and Oliver, you guys can feel free to reach out for verification if you guys are listening in after you're done trading today. Shout out to Jessica. Nice day there in Sim. MNQ, 1600 in a week. Green all 5 days. Way to go. Zay, locking in $8. Small green on a day. Yep, myself included. Locking in $31. Enough for a Happy Meal at McDonald's. In Jersey City, in Manhattan, I'd be lucky to be able to get a McChicken and a fries with $30. Man, the prices over there is just. Could you imagine spending like $40 on McDonald's for yourself with just like three things? A soda, fries, and like a cheeseburger in this location that I went to, like $40. It's like, bro, not even trading gains can support this life. If $40 is for that garbage, how much is the apartments are probably like 7-8K. 8K a month for a closet. UXIN. I'm gonna miss it. I saw it being called out on the scans, but I thought it would have been like nonsense. 35, there's 2 minutes, which is good. Actually, you know what? The daily chart is not bad. Daily candle to make a new high, a bit of a bull flag. 793 could be a level, or 784 rather. The daily. $658 we'll have to watch out for. That's probably the last traded day. Well, there's no volume here actually, now that I'm looking. 300,000 shares. Yeah, I'll pass. Not for me. Gotta make sure to check all the indicators first. FORD and BENF, the only hope. ADTX selling off into oblivion. Selling off into the gallows. Let's see how this looks. Got this Pixar lamp. Yeah, this setting could be worth adjusting a little bit. FLX resumed. DUO, is this one still in play? The good news is that we worked our way back to green. The bad news is that if we never got red in the first place, we could have had a decent day. Oh, there's a nice dip at 11. Is this going to bounce? UXIN, lighter volume. And it actually will, 33. If I gotten filled maybe 18, audit like 28, maybe 10 cents. Accounting for slippage on both entry and exit. Dip below 6 is no volume and maybe going to the depths. 612, okay, 610. This type of stock, when there's lighter volume, for me it's like Russian roulette. And I'm not here to play Russian roulette. I'm here to trade a profitable strategy, the hyper scalping strategy. With Russian roulette, you know, there's like a half chance you die. We're not here to pass and transcend, but here to progress over time. Discipline, risk management. How's the volume? 700,000 shares. Is the dip under high of day here worth it? Maybe I could have been long 27. There's 17 on the bids and then 30 on the ask. I would have definitely been out flat. It ticked back up, so I wouldn't have took a loss there. And now how's high of day gonna do over 48? If this rips to 75, then I'll get interested. Prove to me that you can fly to 75 and 80. And then when I take the dip, it best bounce 60. And then 44 on the bids. It did hit 75, but I'm not sold. Ah, 57. And fill there would have been tricky. All right, I'm going to try to sneak in a trade here if possible. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. This is aggressive. Very aggressive. But it's going to pay off. It's going to pay off. Small size. It's going to pay off. 704 to halt up. Can we get locked in 704 so people can start taking this stock seriously? Or maybe I'm the only one not taking it seriously. It did gain more volume over the last couple of minutes though, which is good. Oh, man. There's nothing like hitting cancel and then the order still floating on the screen. I tell you, man. And I should have been filled already. This is nonsense. And as I cancel, I get filled. Great. Think or swim. I did sell half to reduce the risk. It's not twice. All right. It's a little spready. Seeing about a 10-cent spread. 5-minute candle's kind of young. Bro, 70. Bro, man. See, it's why it's so hard to make money today. Like, I should have never took that trade anyways. It was too aggressive of an entry. But I think it's gonna go, so I'm gonna try that, area there, but come on. What is it gonna do this time? Can we go to 85, 90, 95? Massive spreads here, 15, 20 cents. I think it's best we see the 5-minute pullback at this point, if possible. How well can we do if we get over 90? There's a bid at 70. 13,300 shares. Will that have an impact? If it gets over 90, I'd get interested in a breakout entry. Time 46. Come on, talk to me. Damn. It's gonna hold 50. And VWAP did climb up a bit. VWAP was at 40 last time I saw it. This is pretty tight, all things considered. I don't know. I think I'd leave it alone because I think I'm gonna leave it alone because I'm not really in full sync with the entries. Like 50, I was just not interested there. I know VWAP is in that area, but you know, for what it's doing, it seems like it was a tight pullback. Felt like a very tight pullback. So maybe over mid 70s it starts again, and it's also like sporadically going to 75 and back to 55. So, well, $100 on the day. I think this might be a good place to just wave the white flag and smile and hope for some better momentum on next week, because this is absolutely complete and utter. Well, the day wasn't that bad. If you're watching ADTX early, decent day today. But overall, slower momentum. UXIN, I was thinking maybe low 40s, even like high 30s, but it held up. We didn't really see that bigger 5-minute pullback. So hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. I'll check out the comments here. I'll check out the I'll check out the comments and check out the chat, and then that'll do it. And that'll do it. God. Is there a cheaper stock moving? Or everyone watching this? Gold chain. Yeah, I've had on a gold chain from birth, man. It's the culture where I'm from in South America. Apparently they say it's like the status thing, I don't know. Where I live now, it's a good way to get robbed, is what it is. Not quite how day trading is gonna take us into the gated communities one of these days. Day trading is gonna take us to the moon. But yeah, I think I'm done. This stock might continue, and it's had opportunities. I haven't been in full rhythm with it. Hopefully the 5 minute candle in the next 4 minutes can make the new high. That could be good. It definitely has more left in the tank. And perhaps I do stick around, but we'll see. Let's see here. Settings. Properties. This is insane. Someone saying, take a walk, brother. Take a walk. How did you guys do today? Were you guys able to lock in some gains? Let me know how you guys did if you're not actively trading. SILV, big market cap, but moving slowly. Finviz says 188 million shares. Am I growing out some sideburns? No, when I don't get a haircut, my hair kind of grows. My hair grows out like this, but you know what I'll say? It's annoying. What is a little annoying is that some like trading and like in terms of trading in front of people, right? You gotta try to keep yourself a little presentable. But honestly, if it wasn't for me being on stream, because I've been getting like a line, what do they call it, like a lineup, a shape up, almost every week, right? Some like this week, like last weekend, I skipped it because I'm trying to give my hairline a chance to breathe and and not go to the depths. But if I wasn't on live stream, I would have been like avoiding haircuts so often. Let's just say not going so often. It's always good to go every now and again, but every week is, a little crazy. There's the dip that I would have expected right there. It's gonna take so long. Third, like, high 30s, low 40s. 37. Now, would I have gotten the limit order fill or the market order low? I don't know, but I was expecting this since back here. So because it's taking so long and consolidated for this much time, it's like if this trade does come here, it might just be flushing all the way down. So it's like I'm not even interested in that area anymore. But it's gonna hold up, at least for now. Wizard TJ up 338 for the day. Ryan saying went red, now finishing over $1. $1 share gain, which is pretty solid. Oh no, okay, break even day. Looks like I misread that. Have a great weekend. Ryan, take it easy, brother. Albuquerque, New Mexico. New Mexico, especially Arizona. I want to go to Arizona. I heard some good things about Arizona. Utilize Friday to recap the week. I mean, we can go over the week here. I can upload the trader view. Got to go for the shaft. Halloween. So yeah, I mean Halloween is coming up. I don't know. I'm gonna go out for Halloween for sure. I'm too young and too lit right now to not go out for Halloween. The pastor is gonna be in the city acting a fool. Halloween time. Maybe I go live. show you guys how Relentless trader parties. I do party a little bit, not too much, just a little bit. JBDI. Hold up, JBDI from earlier. UXIN still, you know, still alive. This is good. I'm gonna watch this here for a trade. What's the volume on this candle? 500,000. That's decent. If it doesn't sell off, hopefully we can get a good entry here. $25 is high of day. There's 24, 25, 26, 27. Halloween coming up. When is Halloween? Is it the 31st? Some of you guys will know that I used to host events, promote, cater, plan, everything. I had some pretty big events, like 400 or 500 people events in New York City. Caribbean style stuff. The OG subscribers will know about this, and I did share some videos of this actually before in the past. I tend not to share this because, you know, some of it is a little provocative, so I don't really share it, like, you know. But I've posted at least one or two in the Discord before, so people could see a little bit of like what it is. A little bit of a treat for the OG subscribers. That field could be lucrative. Like, you could make money, but it has to be done. What you have to do it right. I mean, like with any other business, right? Like, it has to be done properly. But there are complications. There were issues along the way. There were a lot of successful events, but in the end, it's like it just wasn't worth the headache. The risk to reward ratio, the team, everything, like, you have to put everything into factor. Every variable, everything has to be accounted for, and there were too many like issues in too many different sectors of that field, right? Like, as you guys know, even here in trading, like, it's hard to fight a battle on two different fronts. Like, it's already hard enough to trade, but then having to worry about spreads, and then this and then that, and then broker issues. Before you know it, the edge that you have turns into dust. And that's what that's kind of why I stopped doing that, is because the edge that we had, I just felt like a matter of time. Over a matter of time, it would have just been dissolved, and before you know it, so you have to cut the losses, or at least stop when it's going good before what's imminent gets you. Gotta cut it loose. Gotta cut it loose. The dip was not what I would have wanted, so I'm not long, and the high of day trade here is not really going, so I'm also not buying at the highs. I think I should shut it down and not make myself a fool and go red here. So uploading to TraderView, something super obvious has to come for me to be bothered here. Red 800 to green 100. So even on a slow day, you know, if you just can be in the right place at the right time, make the right decisions, still possible to walk away up 1K, right? And where I lost money on ADTX or whatever stock it was, I think it was ADTX. I bought the dip too aggressively. Like part of my rules stays to size down the dips. Why am I trying to buy the dips with twice the size? It's like, despite feeling like I was in a good rhythm, at the end of the day, I didn't capture all the opportunities that came. And so share size for me and how I approach it is essentially like a privilege, right? I shouldn't be using aggressive size unless I'm already big green. Can't just be big green mentally. Like it has to translate onto the screen in my P&L and give me cushion in that sense. So at worst case scenario, if I size up and I lose, I'm giving back profits and not going red, which you're still losing money regardless. But I don't know. I think one is better than the other, right? It's better to be green 1K and drop to 5 than to just be red 1K or red 500. So too much size on the move down was the problem there. And then of course the stock decided to not stop dipping and I kept buying the dip. So $700 red to start. But the front side move ADTX. If you're watching this thing early, it's a beautiful day. That's all I can see from that move. So let's see, TraderView, let's pull it up. There's been some of you who've been watching me for years, since 2020, since 2019. You know, we did a success story with Lucas, who had mentioned he was one of the first people to join the chat room, join the classes. You know, shout out to all the OGs watching on, the original supporters. The new supporters, we appreciate you just as much. But definitely crazy for the people who've been here for so long, religiously, spending an hour with Relentless Trader every day. So let's see, import trades. Let's pull this documents. Let's get the most recent CSV import. You know, I'd expect it to be a great month. We've made the adjustment that we needed to make. And it's just so crazy how sometimes some things that are so simple are so hard to do. Like I know what I need to do, but some days for whatever reason, for whatever variables, you can forget the process from start to end. And you know, trading is a lot of multitasking, but you know, at the end of the day, that's the job description. And you know, from the beginning to the end of the day, we have to try to follow through the plan and stick to it and not derail, not go off track. And on top of that, when the market conditions do change, we have to be quick to also adjust, because there's no reason to be doing the same thing for a month straight when the first 3 days of the month already told me what I needed to do, right? Stuff like that. It's like I look back and I just can't understand why after day number 3 or 4 I'm not already doing the adjustment. Like why does it have to take me a month to make a change? Like it's it's not good. Let's just say what it is. It's not good. It's not good for what I'm trying to do, for who I am. I need to be sharper than that, right? I need to day number 3, by day 3, read what the market is telling me and make the change. Read what the market is telling me, make the change. So this week, let's see, October, I guess we can do Monday. to, hold up, from Monday to, and I guess I have to click over here, yeah? Monday to Friday. It does that, what the heck is going on with this thing? From, why is there two calendars here? Let me just go to this month, because what the heck? Bro, sometimes I come into this thing and it's like, it doesn't make any sense to me how it functions. Like the way how they had this before was just so much more functionable than the garbage of what's going on now. And October, nothing seems to be showing here. Or am I just going crazy? Did it not import properly? Maybe it didn't. Okay, I'll try again. Wait, hold on. What was this? What was the import date range? 5 days back, 30 to 04. So did this not import properly? There's beauty in simplicity. Beauty in simplicity. And also part of it is that I'm like a dinosaur grandma on the computer, right? It's a miracle that I can even do what the heck I'm doing now. All the shortcuts and fancy stuff I'm not familiar with at all. Your import is complete. No trades, excuse, duplicates, blah blah blah. Report, well, calendar. September, October, nothing showing. Maybe it's a trader view thing. I don't know. Is it me? Is there something I'm missing? Am I going crazy? The first day of the month, well, that was the last day of the month, but the week kind of started on Monday. I think we're green like maybe 3K on the week. Or 4K. I think like 4K on the week. 900 bucks. I think Tuesday or Wednesday was the good day that we had 2400. We've been green every day. And I mean, we did post recaps as well, but I'm not sure what's going on and why it's not letting me import, but yeah. It's been a decent week. It's been a decent week. We'll shut it down here in the next couple minutes. It's been a good year to this point too. It definitely could have been better, but it's been a good year. We're grateful for the gains. And we'll see how well we can finish out this Q4. This is the year without this month so far. The year without this month. The journey has been an incredible journey, man. Coming on here back into, I still have videos. I privated a lot of my videos from back then, but I still have all those videos. I can make them public tomorrow if I want. But the journey from 2019, 2018, is it 2018? It might even be 2018. To now, it's been insane, man. Slowly but surely, started off with borrowing 25 grand from, credit card arbitrage, a few family members, and then 2,500 of my own savings to start my account with 27,500. So essentially starting in the negatives is how I look at it. I started off in the negatives. And so in the beginning, it was definitely a slow process. Let's see. In the beginning, it was a very slow process because we couldn't afford to blow up Like we couldn't afford to be too aggressive. It was all about the long term, and you know what's happening now is ideal, right? Coming in year after year and improving, you know, day by day, trade by trade, week by week, year by year. So if we come back to 2020, you know, detail, actually we'll have to filter just for this year. Isn't there a faster way to do this? Custom range. Or this platform just sucks. Or maybe I suck at using the computer. Oh, I'll just backclick all the way to 2020. Can I type the date in? Maybe I can. But anyhow, the journey started in May, officially May 1st of 2020. First year wasn't bad. And this is like primarily, you know, breakout trading, you know, just scalping. If we go to detail here, we had some good months though. And oh my fucking, this platform is gonna kill me. Let's see. How does the custom range look? Let's see if I just go to September 1st. I think I can just type the date in. That'll be quicker. Apply. May 1st, 2020. Okay, that's much faster. DEC. And that doesn't look like it's going to count. Well, I guess I can just customize the range from this point. You got to hit this, like stuff like this is just nonsense, right? When you come and you hit apply, you then have to hit this arrow. Like it's such a mess. I gotta. Shit is so bad. December 31st. When you hit apply, you gotta also hit this check mark on the right hand side. Like, what's the point of hitting apply? It's just silly stuff. But anyhows, yeah, there's just having to have two clicks there is just nonsense. But yeah, you know, the first year, $13,000, and this is 50% of our loan at the time. Slowly but surely, $88, and we had some trouble on which month was that? Performance by day of the week. Let's see, price and volume. We had trouble in October of this year. October of this year was the worst month we've had ever. Actually, there might have been a month in a simulator that was worse than this, but very similar. But losing 3,400 at this time, you know, I'm in the hole of you know, 30 grand basically. This is back in these days, you know, it was definitely good that I had other income. And it's important, I think, to have other income, especially in the beginning, if your gains are not like massive. Working at Amazon at this time, I don't remember if I was still in school. I don't know. I might have left school already, but yeah, I think I might have left school already at this point, but working at Amazon was definitely good to help offset, you know, and be able to live off of that and not have to even touch or look at my trading account at all. But breakouts literally had you know, it was very problematic, troublesome, not as smooth, and we had some flat months. December, slowly but surely. So you know, as people are showing up today, don't just think that I was just born in the womb with a laptop and was just automatically disciplined, automatically good. Like this is coming from the slums. Like this is coming from bottom, like the slums. It's coming from the absolute bottom, learning as I'm going, implementing changes. I mean, this was an awesome month. July 2020. It's like $7,000 is a decent pay on a monthly salary for a lot of people in the States. And I look at a month, like even like last month, like I look at a month like this, and it's like knowing that $2,000 is a good day. It's like stuff like this just lets you know how much money you could really make when you're really locked in and you're putting size behind the trades and you're just super consistent with yourself and your trading. This could easily be 20,000 and then perhaps 200,000 on the month, right? It's why we got to continue to work through all these market changes, personal changes, personal problems and issues, and just push through to the other side. 196 bucks in a month, enough to buy a coffee at Starbucks in these high inflation times. September, 900 bucks in a month. Two big red days here on the month. 13,000 at the end of the year. 13,000. January 2020, 2021 rather. We gotta put 2021 here. January 2021. The rest of the range is not being highlighted. Why? Okay, there we go. January 2021 to December 31st, 2021. Detailed. So the next year we came in, we did a little bit better. From $88 a day to then $187 a day. And we've made enough money at this point to pay off our loan at the end of this year. We've made enough money to pay off our loan. So, we've been at it. And back in these days, I would import my TraderView stats without the split per execution. So it was giving me like an aggregate sum, which is why my hold times seem like it's 3 minutes, but it's still the same strategy. In TraderView, if you don't go into the settings and change that particular option to split per execution, it's gonna just give you an aggregate of all your trades throughout the day, and it's gonna look like if you've been in for this much longer. And I don't think I changed that setting until like 21. I don't know. Marcelo was the person that told me about that. Marcello. But I don't know, like it's been an interesting journey, man. And at this point, this is where I started to feel free because it's like, man, I just made 45 grand, but I also still have this job. And back here was COVID time. I mean, I wasn't making a lot. I was getting paid pretty garbage, but I was working 60 hours a week, and 60 hours a week, man, that's insane. And we couldn't go over 60 hours. That's why it capped out at 60 hours. But $1,000 a week, which at that time felt like some sort of money. It was the most money I made from like an actual job ever. $1,000 a week after the overtime, and then also having 44 grand from trading that I didn't touch essentially. All right. Well, of course I have to pay back the loan, but this is where I started to feel like, man, freedom is in sight. Freedom is but a short couple months or years away with more progress, or even if I'm to stay where I am, even with this, like, because there's different ways you think about it, right? And this is how your mind can expand. Another thought process was with a better job, if I am doing like 90K, 100K, whatever, and I'm also able to make 50K extra a year. It's like with 50K extra at the end of the year, what can you do with that, right? I mean, 50,000 for it's all relative. For some people, it will mean nothing. It will be nothing, depending on who you ask and where you go. But for others, and I think majority of us, right, who are not quite at that level yet of wealth or even being rich, right? Just having an excess or abundance of cash. 50,000 at the end of the year is, it's money that can mean so much. Maybe the new renovations to the kitchen, to the roof, the siding, the basement, the garage. Maybe it's a new car. Maybe, you know, it's savings. Maybe it's vacations. It can be so many different things. It can be added to the retirement fund. It could be reinvested back into the overall market. Kids' tuition, like whatever it needs to be it can be used for, right? And that's the beauty of being able to trade, and and getting to the other side to where just 1 hour, 2 hours a day can equate to this type of gains. And that's why it's still it's going to be impressive regardless the amount that you make, right? Because at the end of the day, once you get to the other side, we understand that it doesn't have to take a lot of time to get done. So this type of money back then, it started to feel like something. And then the 2022, if we come to 2022 over here, it was very similar. Very similar 2022. At this point, I think we've paid off the loan, we've paid off the debt. I don't know, I don't remember the exact timeline because there were things that I did. There were things that I tried to do like before paying off the debt, but I don't remember the exact. It's just too much time ago to remember every detail. But coming into the next year, right? So from 44, we jump up to then 68, and now $250 a day, and having the weight lift off of my shoulders of owing people money. Like owing people money. There's good debt, there's bad debt. Even when you have good debt, it can still be like a weight on your shoulders, It can still be like a weight on your shoulders. And I think it was May of this year. May of this year is when I left. Was it 2023 or 2022? It might have been 20. I don't know the timeline. When did I leave that job? I think it might have been 2022. I can't remember the timeline, but anyhow, I ended up leaving Amazon at some point. And we started to try to focus up more, reviewing more, studying more, and we started to take more trades. We're here longer, instead of just 9:30 to 12 or 12:30, we can stay here till 4 p.m., watch the close, see how power hour is doing. And so as a result, we do start to take more trades. And of course, you gain more experience as each year passes by. And 68K gross gains, not bad. This is like, decent stuff for some people here in the States. For some, not people in the coastal parts of the country. Midwest, middle of the country. Kansas, those states like that. Idaho. Manhattan, this Manhattan, this will have you living in on the streets. Oh man. Well, this is okay. This is 2020. Okay, did I put January of this year? Let's see. I guess I have to redo that. Let's just click over here again. Get this thing. I think I might have went past December. Did I go past December? apply. I might have went past December. Was it 58? Yeah, 50. Okay, yeah, 58. So I hit December by accident there. But yeah, 237 bucks a day, 58K. So it was this year. Okay, it was this year that I left Amazon in like April, May of this year, and started to, focus on trading more. Man, and we did see an initial increase around that time. February and January and February of this year was flat for me. Very interesting momentum at that time, but we're grateful to keep it flat. And this was us. This was a really a good test of strength for me because I needed to prove to myself that when there's nothing or when my strategy is slow, that instead of being red 10, 20, 30, 50,000, I can be flat. And this is the system of 3 days, the rule of three. Third pullback in a more of a micro level, but in this case, the third day. If there's ever a time where I'm red 3 days straight and I just didn't stand a chance, there needs to be some sort of adjustment on day four. Because then this is no longer by luck. It's no longer by just variables coming together. We should never really have no edge for 3 days straight. So, you know, we were able to implement this in versus prior years where we were red on months. Now we're just flat. And, May, we kind of left to work, and then we had a good summer. This August of this year, August of 2022, I think to this day, I want to say this is the most volatile market I've ever seen. Yeah, we had February this year, like making more, like it doesn't translate because like if I could go back to that market with who I am now, I think I could have doubled February's gains of this year. This market in August of 2022, you could wake up at 6 a.m. and leave at 6 p.m. There was momentum, hot momentum from pre-market to after hours, non-stop every day. Throughout this month, I had the most live streams till 4 p.m. Stocks would not stop going. Stocks would just not, and I lost a lot of money. I lost a lot. That's why, you know, my gains on this month wasn't that much bigger than prior months because the momentum was volatile, and you guys know it's always a close, tightrope walk. And so there's a lot of days where I started red 1K and had to fight my way back to green. But the momentum on this month was like I've never seen it before, and it's how I know that for whatever variables, right? Maybe more money coming into small caps in a large scale, um, you know, whatever variables there might have been at that time, things will happen again, and we'll see more money, and it'll be even more volatile because there's more money in the world today than there was back then. So we can expect to see bigger and better markets for small caps over time. Just the cycle of, hot and cold. So this ended up being another fine year and a good step in the right direction. And then 2023, we came in with the game plan of we're here to make money. Let's get aggressive. Let's put a little bit more size behind the trades. And, we started trading. I also had other motivations. I started trading with a vengeance on this year. This year was just straight pace, man, non-stop pace. I think this year was better than this year. Like 2023 was better than 2024 in that aspect of me mentally just going at a pace like no other before, like just setting records. Like every day like was a every day was like a record day, basically, like, when the market was hot. For the mindset here, I will not underestimate the mindset that I had during this time. And so we blew the previous year completely away. We absolutely blew it away. And a lot of this was a testament to putting more size behind the trades. Putting more size behind the trades. Instead of only using 1,500 shares, 1,000 shares every single trade and sizing up to only 2K, we're going to size up to 5K, 8K, 4K, 3K, in different areas, picking our spots. And there's a lot of, like if you guys remember, like there's a lot of stocks at like $18. Like even now how I'm trading is not as aggressive in some of these days. Like $18 stock going up and down $1. I'm just buying 3K shares like nobody's business. Like like not caring about the risk of losing that 3K for the reward, This year I kind of had like a patch where mentally I wasn't involved as I should have been. Like I was like just running on E, literally. Like I was like burnt out for some time. I was just burnt out for some time. But 2023, man. 2023, pushing it to the limits, pushing it to the absolute limits, and then setting the boundaries, expanding our comfort zone, and setting the ground for 2024. And so, as we're coming into the last quarter of this year and we're going to be heading into 2025, I think the year, I don't set expectations. I don't have a daily goal. Like to this day, I don't have a daily goal. My only goal is to trade to the best of my abilities every day. And sometimes, it's not easy, but if we can continue to stay motivated and continue to refine ourselves and be disciplined, it's definitely a possibility, right? And for me, that's what it means to be great, is to be the best version of myself. That's why progress is the only goal. And so, for me to determine the amount that I will make on a given day, I think it's a little unfair because, like a day like today, like there's just the opportunity is just not the same as other days. Like the opportunities has never been the same since February. So how do you really properly determine a number that is gonna always make sense? I understand the point of it, but the way how I look at it is, hey, trade the momentum until the momentum comes to an end. If there's no momentum, then don't trade, right? And so if there's a day, even if there's a day where there's momentum and I'm not doing well, then on that day I need to stop because what I'm doing is not working. But the day that there's momentum and I'm doing well, and the momentum is going from 9:30 to 4 p.m. Now, well, why the hell would I stop at $500? It doesn't make sense for me. I understand why it could make sense for other people, but for me, it's why I don't have a daily goal. Like it just it can put too much restrictions on your trading in certain aspects. But for some people, if you're having trouble with over trading, again, maybe it could be something good for you, right? So I'm not saying to forget about your daily goals, but it just has to make sense for you as the individual. For me, and then even likewise with a max loss, what I have is and it's gonna be funny, some of the guys in the chat might laugh, but what I have is max frustration. If I'm at a point where I can't be bothered, I'll stop. And that could mean on different days I can be down 2,000-3,000. Another day it might be I could be down 200-300. I've even had days where I've stopped green because of that, right? Green 600 red, green 600 red, green 600 red. I fell back down $50 in the day and like, you know what, to hell with this day, I'm done. I didn't really end the day red per se, but it's like I'm at like my wit's end. And I don't want to cross that line, right? Now, what I would not do and what I will not do is let a red day balloon to where it's just uncomfortable. Like if I'm down like 5 grand right now, regardless of what's going on, it's just okay. Like, but it's not to say like that's a very hard number. I could be down 5,200 and then okay, 5,500. It's like yeah, that's enough. Because there's variables to how this thing works, and I could look for a good A quality setup, just like the resumption I got caught in and I was down 5 grand. It's like a solid day to this point. I take the loss. I'm down 5 grand. Okay, I was red like 1K or whatever on the day, 1.6 or something like that. I'm down 5 grand, but it's like mentally I still feel fine. If there's still a stock moving and I know that I'm not compromised mentally, then it's game on. But once that frustration kicks in, that's where I will never go past, because at that point it just will become desperation. So if anybody does take on this approach, you got to have high self-control, because you could, if you lose the fight within yourself for that like line in the sand that you don't want to cross, you will be vulnerable. You will be vulnerable, and you better damn hope that that's not the day that the stock has an offering or whatever it could be, because then your account is going to go to zero. That's the risk. That's just how I see it. That's how I take it on. But from my experiences, I've had issues in the past that makes me disciplined in this situation. Like I felt how it felt to do nonsense and cross the line and see the results, and like sometimes I get a little like hyper fixated on some aspects of myself, and it's this thing where I longed for the chance to improve. And so, all right, you reflect, you do your recap on yourself. What went wrong? What did I do that I wasn't supposed to do? And the word accountability. If you can't be accountable and accept that you did something that you shouldn't have done, you cannot function in this field. If you can't be accountable for yourself and to like check yourself, as in like from a third party's point of view, hey, what went well? Where did you go wrong? What improvements can we make? What can we, if that's like something that you have trouble doing, you're gonna have a hard time. But the moment you can say, hey, you know what, that person that right there, that was me, but I understand how I felt in that moment. I don't want to feel like that again. These are the changes I'm gonna make, and I look forward to the market putting me in that same situation again, over and over again, not just once, but all the time. I look forward to the market pushing me against the wall so I can continue to prove to myself that I'm disciplined, because you can't just be disciplined today and then not tomorrow, because it's like this is an everyday thing. It's good. It's good for us. It's more good than bad that it's like that, right? It makes us better, right? It keeps us on our toes, and it's ultimately why we're doing it. So what we're doing is so risky, right? So every day that we decide to step foot in front of our sanctuary, in front of our screens, our setups, and I like the analogy of the gladiator going into the arena. Every day we step foot into this arena and we prepare for battle, we must always be ready, and we must always be prepared to be tested and to be challenged, because the market will try to sneak up on you when you least expect it, and it'll keep giving you the same problem over and over again until you're able to solve it. And if you can't, it'll feel like you're going insane, right? So it's all part of the job description, and we accept it. And so, as we look at our stats, we're very proud and we're very grateful, and we understand that the road ahead is not going to be easy. And so we will come prepared, and we will look forward to being our best selves. And I know deep down that the best version of me can do anything. Tomorrow, if I decide, the best version of me can start working to become an astronaut. Tomorrow, if I decide, the best version of me can start working to become a doctor of some sort of neurosurgeon level. Like this is how I see myself, And I encourage all of you guys to view yourself in the same way. There is no wall too tall, man. There's no mountain too high. Especially when there's people doing it. That's all I need to know. It's like if nobody's doing it, then like if somebody goes into space and starts to breathe in space, like without no gear, no tactical suit, no mask, then it's possible. That's all I need to know. And then so you go through the process of learning slowly, slowly, slowly. You improve over time. And we'll see how the market is, next year. We do think that there's a lot of longevity in our strategy because ultimately there is no stock in the world that will just go straight up and then straight down. There has to be consolidation. There has to be dips, rips, like Tesla, Facebook, Meta, right? All these big, you've never seen the stock just go to 400 and then to zero. It's always some up, down, up, down, up, down, even if it's trending up or trending down. And so what we realize is that there's always going to be momentum. There's going to be a new company tomorrow or a different company with some sort of headline. Unless business cease to exist, there's going to be longevity. There's a company right now working hard, on some new service. Maybe it's a pharmaceutical company working on a new way of treating people, right? There's going to be a headline. There's going to be a new technology company with some groundbreaking research, with some new product, because that's what this world is. That's what this country is. That's what this race is human race trying to be better, human race trying to improve, and being innovative. Yeah, there's a lot of people who don't know what's going on. There's a lot of stupid people. There's a lot of ignorant people, but there's also a lot of scholars, a lot of smart individuals, a lot of brilliant people, people who are inventing new things. And so we can count on the market being there tomorrow, the next day, the day after that, next year, next week, decades from now, years from now. And so can we be consistent enough with ourselves to stand a chance? Can we be consistent with ourselves to follow a strategy, to follow a system? It's not easy. It is not easy at all. To this day, I have trouble sometimes speeding through the yellow light when I know I should be slowing down. Why do I do it? Why? Why do I do this? I don't know. Only to stop at another red light right ahead and saved what, 5 seconds? Well, I didn't save anything because the light is red, right? It's like these small things like this. But can we fight the urge? Can we fight the urge and do what's right? Can we fight the urge and do what's right? This guy's still DJ. This is not blabbling. This is preaching, man. They call me the pastor. I gotta live up to the name. And this, for people who are doing well already, talking like this, it might not mean much. But for the people who are like break even or who might be struggling still, this is what you need to hear, man. This is music to their ears. It is motivating. It motivates me because it also reminds me that I can keep pushing and I can keep improving. And that's the name of the game. So shout out to the community. Shout out to the students. Shout out to the viewers. And let's just keep going, man. How far can we go? 5 years ago, we could not have imagined making 200K in a year, but here we are now, right? There's more, I think, out there. As I critique my trading every day, there's room to improve. And so I definitely think over time we can continue to be better. So we will see, and you can count on me being here. I'll be here always, every day of the week, every day of the year. And Thursday, surprisingly, my best days this year. Maybe that's where I had that big green day, I guess. Tuesday, smallest day of the week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, very neck and neck. Tuesday, big slacking. Time of day, I'm surprised that I'm even red at any point in the day. This is not good, but we did trade off of different time zones, so that might have like influenced this a little bit, but between 9:30 and 10 a.m. and then between 10 and 10:30. Or is this 10:30 to 11? By 1 hour, let's do by 15 minutes. So between 9:30 and 9:40, for the first 15 minutes is where I typically do my best. And then 9:30 to 9:45, and then it kind of just like trickles down from there. 10 to 10:15, 10:15 to 10:30, a little bit of a tick up from 10:30 to 10:45, and then it kind of like decreases from there. Well, a lot of this is that, I don't know, this year it seems, at least the back half of this year, we haven't had a lot of stuff um towards like power hour. The momentum is not the same compared to last year this time of day. $2.30, $1.15. If we can get some hot stocks at 1 o'clock, we can get this back to where it needs to be. Let me see what the comments are saying. Let's see. How much did you start with? 27,500. You know, I'm a pretty like easygoing person. I'm not like, out there like flashy or arrogant. It's, I'm a confident guy, I'll say that, but I don't overstep my boundaries. I stay in my lane, I do what I gotta do, and that's about it. Here's some talks of WT. Yeah, Ross is big time guy, man. Big time guy. Kyle. Yeah, I met Kyle in person. Kyle's pretty good. Cool guy. Transparent as well. Transparent trader. Very solid. Different trade style. Longer holds. Sometimes swings. Things like that. I did go to their... They had like a small meetup slash like boot camp in New York. They have... I'm under... I spoke pretty nicely about... I mean, they're pretty good. I don't know if I could find that video. But I spoke pretty nicely about them, being the person that I am. Now, don't get me wrong, I can be aggressive and, crazy, but why? There's no need. It's better to create friends and not foes. What you can't help, though, is people that don't like you for no reason. There's going to be people that sadly, for whatever reason, they don't like you. And that's fine. That's completely okay, because at the end of the day, we decide to put ourselves here in the public's eye. And if you ever decide to do anything public, even with a public company, if you go public, you have to expect that there's going to be, pros and cons, good people, genuine people, people who are, look at the people who are creating fake accounts of me every day. Like it's just part of the territory that I have to accept. People are creating fake accounts. I've seen ads, people stealing the day trading team house content, people running fake ads for Telegram, WhatsApp. We report these people, try to get them taken down. Like this stuff is extremely sad, but what it is that wherever there's light, there's dark. There's going to be people who like and respect what you're doing, and for whatever reason there's going to be people that just don't like you, and that's completely fine. right? So, even if people are watching on that don't like me, I appreciate the view, because at the end of the day, it helps out the channel, right? At least it's better than nothing. They could hit the thumbs down if they want, like that. I'll take the publicity. Now, the people who are running ads and stealing the content, that's just straight up illegal and fraudulent, right? So immediately our team, we try to take down those videos. But a lot of these people, they're like living in India, and they're living in like India, they're living in other countries where like it's hard for there to be any sort of legal repercussions. Some guy in China using your stuff and running an ad and trying to make some sort of illegal money. It's like, what are you gonna do, right? You just try to take it down on, through meta, and that's the most you could really do. But yeah, the Clover guys, they're pretty good. They seem pretty cool. All part of the deal, brother. You gotta, when you put yourself in this type of territory, you gotta be ready to, like, you gotta just know, sort like stuff like nothing bothers me anymore. Like, I even see people in who are much bigger than I that will respond to certain things, and it's like, why is this person bothering to even talk about something on this level? Like, I'm talking about people with millions of subscribers. Like, I seen a guy that I followed this morning, actually. The guy must have at least 10 million followers between all his platforms. And he made a comment about a 9 to 5 job, and what it can mean for different people, and how it could potentially help you to fund a business, things like that, and got a lot of backlash, right? But it's like, why even try to defend yourself? You have to be able to understand that people are gonna take things and just run with it, not be able to sit to critically think, not be able to look at it from different point of views, and sometimes it might not even be their fault, right? Maybe it's just they're trapped to what they're trapped in a certain box based off of just what they know, and they're not willing to see the perspective. And sometimes they can't understand the perspective, right? And nobody in the world knows everything. We're all guilty of that. Nobody's perfect. But sometimes there's people that's just not going to understand, right? And that's fine. Like, but being in this position, you have to understand that, to then not waste your time and then do things that's going to drain your energy. It's not necessary, right? It's just part of the contract that you sign, in this situation, right? There are pros and cons to it. And even security at some point is like a thing. What am I, like a F list celebrity, a D list F list? I don't know, but I've been recognized like 6 times already. Everybody who've seen me have been pretty cool, but it's also why you have to be careful in these settings, right? In these situations. I can't imagine. I wouldn't want to be so famous to where I can't go to a restaurant or like just go to a grocery store. Like it doesn't, at that point you can't live life properly. You have to be gated and protected, and like the Michael Jacksons of the world, right? Seen a video of this guy grocery shopping, and it's like he couldn't believe, like you have to pay for the entire store to be closed to go shopping. Like, stuff like that is foolishness. It's too, like, that's too much fame, that's too much recognition almost. But it's also why I protect myself in terms of security with like platforms, like my brokers and stuff. Like, for me to gain access to my broker, like, there's certain hoops I have to jump through. It's a little annoying every time if I call them, but it's part of the deal. Like, there's an extensive protocol I have to go through, just so they make sure it's me, because there's a lot of technology these days and there's a bunch of nonsense, right? So if I can't pass the verification, then I can't access my account, right? I'd have to go see them in a personal location with all my credentials. With every platform that I have, right? Just to keep secure, because who knows? Like, there's 550 people watching me and millions of people throughout the course of a year in terms of just the impressions and what the channel can reach, who the channel can reach. You got to assume at least a few of these people might be up to no good, right? So if it's going to be hard for me, it got to be hard for them, right? I can't be working hard and they have it easy. Nah, they got to at least work hard too. If they're gonna get me, they got to work hard, right? But we do our due diligence. We do our due diligence, right? So it's all risky. There's pros and cons, and day trading in itself, there's definitely risk here, and we've seen a lot of people over the times, whether in the chat room, the broader community, Twitter. We've seen people who've like blown up accounts and had a tough time. Um, I do think a lot of that though does come from not having the proper teaching. Education is like maybe the biggest factor, I think, in how someone does and how much they'll lose. Because you find a guy like myself, if you're to follow this curriculum where we're preaching small size first, simulator first, 10 shares, 1 share first for months until you prove consistency. It's not to say that it's impossible that you can have trouble or have a blow up moment, because these things can still happen. Like again, the market can get you when you least expect it with your emotions if you're not quite where you need to be. Sometimes you got to experience loss to be able to overcome it, things like that. But it's like the chances of you losing, because a lot of people, they lose early, they run out of steam early, they run out of gas early. If you're approaching it in a very slow, methodical way, then your tuition to the market is going to be so low in the highest risk part of your journey, which then just gives you longevity automatically to be able to go through the rest of the trials that you may have to go through to get to that level of consistency, right? 9 out of 10 traders fail. How many of those 9 traders just came in and just started buying and selling stocks? Probably 7, 8 of them, you know. It's this country is interesting. This field is interesting, and it's the only field that we can do on our own without a certification. Most professional fields, if not all, most professional fields, you have to go through some sort of boot camp, education, training. Even if you start a new job, there's training, orientation. Other fields that are like more professional, you get into like the lawyers, the doctors, the nurses, the CPAs, accountants. They have to go through some sort of education and then examination before they can be certified. Yeah, we understand on Wall Street you got to be certified. Those all, Series A, Series this, Series that, whatever, before you can get onto the floor. But why did they give us access to this on our cell phones, in our own room, in our own home offices? Why did they give us access to this so easily that we can just go on Robinhood, email password, put money, and wow, you can trade the stock market like someone who's on the floor? They don't market it as that, but that's what it really is. What we're doing here is not that much different from what these guys on the stock exchange are doing. Are they doing it to a much larger scale and the billions and trillions and whatever? Yeah. But to some degree, what we're doing versus what some of these firms are doing is not that different. Why is it that they allow us to do it without a certification? Well, I'll just say this is a capitalistic country. That's all I'll say. Another thing that's pretty interesting is that they also give us 4 times our buying power without checking our credit score. Why? Where else in the world could we go to get a loan for free? Like, usually money is not enough of a collateral, especially when the money that you're putting up is not equal to or close to the sum of the amount you can borrow. Like, if I go somewhere and say, hey, I have $500,000, I want to borrow your $500,000, But you know, my 500,000, or let's say your 500,000, is more so just like a buffer in my account so that I can have access to do something. But if I lose my 500,000, I'll return your 500,000, right? In this field, you just get 6 times your money, 4 times your money. Why? Why? How? Why? You can, there's no loan that you can go to. There's no loan. There's no bank. There's no car loan. No mortgage. There's no way you can go and gain access to cash so easily by using a email password. Why? You know? So is it rigged? Is it already set up for us to lose because they understand these people have no education and their money is just going to be transferred over to the 1% or Wall Street or whatever you want to call it very quickly? Maybe that's the case, maybe not. Are they giving you a chance? I don't know, right? So it's like if we just approach this field in a slow, methodical way through education and transparency, automatically we can stand a greater chance than the masses. You know, to be different than the nine traders who fail for every 10, we have to do things differently, right? So just keep that in mind for those of you who are brand spanking new that might be considering, you know, getting started here. It's the only field in the world, but you know, the way how it works with our brokers, it's explained like as in through some sort of like third party agreement, like they grant us the license through their platform, you know. It's pretty interesting, but so, you know, just make sure that you don't get got here in the street, right? Just like how they say don't get mugged in like Manhattan, in like in like Harlem. Don't get got in the Wall Streets. You know, don't get mugged, don't get robbed, silly, but instead, you know, take it slow. Utilize the paper trading simulators, small size. Learn the strategies that are out there. This strategy that I trade is not the only strategy. There's other strategies too. There's, I mean, again, we just mentioned some names like the guys from Clover, you know, other traders that are out there that are transparent traders. The key, if you're gonna ever follow someone, the key is to not follow somebody who you're not sure is transparent. Personally, as somebody who trades, there are channels that I come across that I can't tell if this person is real or not, like as in their trading, because there's different ways you can make money. Some people are great at marketing. Some people are great at being as a salesperson, and you can make ridiculous amounts of money. You can make ridiculous amounts of money, and then just pretend like you're a good trader. You know, there's some there. I will never name any names or anything like that, but there's just like, and it's not just like stocks. It could be like crypto, forex, and it's like I'm somebody who trades every day, and it's like, damn, I come across this person. It's like I wouldn't even know if this is real or not, but they have all these services, right? You know, people are people, right? Again, where there's light, there's dark. No matter where we go, you can start a brand new island tomorrow and invite the best 50 people. And this is funny because this is a conversation that came up. They said for when they go to Mars and they try to live on Mars or the moon, wherever. It's like, what happens when someone starts to commit crimes up there? You chose the best 50 people or whatever, but then this person, you know, and we understand there could be some certain levels of stress, anxiety. I mean, just imagine living on another freaking planet. I would never sign up for that. I mean, that's too crazy for me, but somebody can go off the edge, you know? And then you have to start putting systems in place again. You create some sort of system to maybe lock this person away, or maybe they toss them into the void of space, right? But there's always going to be light and dark, man. Light and dark. It's just kind of sad that these people are able to put up these fronts. For the people who are transparent, you know, all hail to those people, you know, like myself. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but this is the real deal here. And shout out to all the other real traders that are out there But the people who are lying about what they're doing, honestly, they should go to prison, and they should go to prison for a long, long time, because they've lied and they've tricked people into thinking that their strategy and their system works when they have no merit. So whoever then follows that strategy, is basically impossible to become profitable, because there is no strategy. It's a ruse, right? So that's where I'll end it. Just be careful with whoever you do choose to be your mentor, because I think that is and I'm gonna make a video about this pretty soon, right? Like the steps that someone should take to become successful in trading from start to end, like all the things that they should do to be where they need to be, because you got to be careful out here in these Wall Streets and on this in this world in general. Stay safe, people. Stay green. I do not trade crypto at all. But yeah, to end it off, remember our disclaimer. Remember that day trading is risky. Remember that a lot of people out there are having a hard time. Take it slow in the beginning. Become competent and experienced before sizing up. Remember that copy trading does not work here on this channel. It's all about learning the strategy for yourself, and that can take months, more commonly years. Lastly, remember, I do not invest for my subscribers, so be careful of fake accounts. I will never message you first. I do not trade crypto. I do not trade Forex. I do not do mirror trading. I do not do copy trading. Be careful of fake accounts. With that being said, enjoy the weekend. Study up when you can. And let's be ready for Monday morning. All right, stay safe, stay green. I'm out of here. It's a flat day today. I wasn't able to import because I don't know, either I'm having some trouble or TraderView is having some trouble, but it's all good. Flat day. I'll catch you guys next time. Stay safe, stay green.